welcome you to the Cougar Den Tom McKinney Court here at Bloomington High School, North Bloomington, Indiana, where tonight the Silver Creek Dragons are in town to take on the Bloomington North Cougars. Glad you could join us for North Cougar basketball and Smithville Sports. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. And Quinn, it's a matchup of 7-3 Silver Creek against 11-1 Bloomington North in this JV contest.
Kind of an opposite of what we will see in the varsity game, which you'll have one team that is very well coached and basically it is able to play with any team, and then an unstoppable machine. But it switches sides. The JV squad for Bloomington North has been extremely impressive. What they were able to do to South last week, coming back from that early deficit and then basically running South out of the building for JV.
Yeah, their only loss JV-wise is Center Grove, December 7th, 54-47. They have run through everybody else. You see Jabril Conte, and of course I always mention 1998 grad Indiana All-Star here at Bloomington North, was part of the last one-class state champion in 1997. But they have, like you said, they dismantled South last week. They have been on a roll ever since.
And they have a tough opponent here. As I said, Silver Creek is no slouch. 7-4. They're coming into the season, coming into today, should be a very excellent game. And for a Silver Creek team that already has quite a bit of a youth movement already on the varsity team, it'll be very fascinating to see some of the players on JV. You can just kind of tell that this team is kind of sitting on a treasure chest of talent.
Yeah, Silver Creek is the number one team in Class 3A varsity-wise. They are 12-1 on the season. They are the defending 3A state champions and number one in Class 3A. As we look at their starters, Wyatt Hoffman is a 5'11 freshman. Dominic Decker is 5'10, a sophomore wearing number 12. LaShawn Mays is number 20, 6'1, and a freshman. Colin Capus is 6'1", sophomore. And then Ben Blues is in the middle, 6'2", sophomore for Silver Creek. Jesse Whitlock, their coach. But as you mentioned, Quinn, their varsity, they only have one senior on this team. And they are poised not only to make it this year for a big run, they're poised again for another big run next season.
You talk about like some of the greatest like high school teams. It always kind of starts, during when your stars are in like that sophomore season, you catch fire, and then you got 2 extra years, where you kind of expect to get back to, where you expect to get to regional championships, semi-states, and state on a regular basis, where it's that or bust,
As you look at the Bloomington North Cougars, their starters, Ryan Bramwell, number 36'4", junior, Zach Rager, number 43'6'5", freshman, Nate Hoffman, number 3, 5'10", sophomore, Bryce Petty, 5'11", freshman, and Tyree Rochelle, 6'1", sophomore. And the other question coming into this game tonight for this JV squad, Tyree Rochelle, 2 dunks last week against South. Are we going to see another one? He had a third that he missed. So
I'm gonna guess at maximum maybe 1, but basically it was a all emotion game versus South. Right now, Coach Conte probably is saying less pizzazz, just get to work.
As you see, North blocked on the first possession, but they recover and they get it back. And this is Hoffman to Bryce Petty. Petty throws up a shot in traffic. Rager with it. And not able to go, and Capus with the rebound.
A couple of good looks on that first possession, but just none of them were able to fall.
Silver Creek. Both these teams like to score a lot of points.
I just want to say how impressive that was to keep that dribble while falling down.
Rochelle, nice pass to Bryce Petty, and North is on the board. Now you're going to see the pressure. And here's a runner in the lane by Hoffman. No good, and a rebound to Bramwell. Hoffman, nice pass. Rager underneath, throws it up, no good. Jump ball between Rager and Capist, and possession arrow will go to Silver Creek. So early on, both teams are going to want to push this tempo. They're going to want to get into their offense quickly.
And we see that, again, that full court press that we saw last week against South.
Dominic Decker loses it. They're going to call Ryan Bramwell on the foul, his first, team's first. Decker was pushed. First meeting between these two schools ever, so this is a new experience for both teams.
And that means some surprises, you know. I mean, obviously you have scouting reports, as you see a nice bucket right there by Decker, that even with scouting reports, you're going to see some unusual things that you're going to require real-time adjustments.
Rager gets the two.
Because the difference between like North and South is you played each other every single year and sometimes twice a year. So sometimes you know the opponent inside and out, and especially North-South game where it's brother against brother. But
as the ball is knocked out of bounds, you know, you mentioned the brother against brother, and these teams, Silver Creek down in Sellersburg, Indiana, just north of Jeffersonville. Of course, now with summer basketball, AAU, sometimes these guys do see each other in other venues, but this is the first time, of course, at the junior varsity level, they are facing off.
But yeah, this is going to be a real this is going to be just as much on the coaches as the players right here.
And that's a
in-game adjustments, as that was an excellent three right there by Petty.
Rainbow three by Petty, and it's a 5-point lead. Now here's the pressure as Decker fell to the floor, but no call. Josh Hanna will check in for the first time. He wears number 46-3, sophomore, replacing Ryan Bramwell. Seven-minute quarters here in JV. Hoffman with it to Hanna. Nice pass from Petty inside to Rager, and he's got four.
And it kind of looked like Coach Whitlock was kind of pointing out maybe some moving screens there, but excellent, but regardless, excellent job to get him, Rieger, open for the bucket right there, and a much-needed timeout for the Dragons.
Coach Whitlock calls a 30-second timeout here. But the Bloomington North JV squad, impressive with wins over Bedford North Lawrence, Mooresville, Perry Meridian, Southport, Northview. Also beat University and New Palestine in the Bedford North Lawrence tournament. Beat Evansville Wrights, Bloomington South by 18, and then Seymour, and then 51-33 last night over Mooresville. Silver Creeks wins Columbus East, Charlestown, Clarksville, North Harrison, Charlestown again in a holiday tournament, Eastern of Pekin, and beat Brownstown Central 44-43 in overtime. Their three losses come against Jeffersonville, Bedford, North Lawrence, and then Providence. So as we're back to action now, and here comes that full court press that Bloomington North going to throw at him, and Petty takes it away. Hoffman spots up for the three. It's off the mark. Rager saves it. Hanna gets it. Petty's going to go top of the key. Rainbow three is no good. And then Hoffman tried to tip it out off North, and it's Silver Creek ball.
It's your classic tip drill. Get a player open up for a three, and then get everyone into position right now. That if this doesn't go in, make sure you tip it back out to those three-point shooters.
Cooper Murley, number 4, into the game. Has the ball right now. This is Dominic Decker, LaShawn Mays.
And that's going to be something the Dragons are going to need to definitely adjust to. As I said, in-game in-game coaching adjustments is going to be huge this game. Basically going to have to rely on some very sharp and precision passings to break this press.
They're going to call Dominic Decker with a foul. His first and the team's first. 3:20 to go. Bramwell, nice pass to Petty. Kind of a touch pass. Rochelle, 3, no good. They're going to call Hannah over the back. Second foul, we're going to see DeJuan Daniels check in, number 2, 5'9", sophomore replacing Hoffman. Approaching 3 minutes to go here. Murley throws a pass to Decker. North doing a good job of keeping them in front. Murley, that is blocked by Bramwell. And here comes Rochelle. Good pass, Petty. Jump runner in the lane, no good. Hannah there to clean it up, but can't get it to go. And Silver Creek comes up with it. Dominic Decker and Petty's going to get called for the foul.
And that's one thing you can take advantage of a team that presses, is that they're more likely, I don't know what the numbers are, and I may be completely wrong, the stats may say that I'm wrong, but it seems like you're more likely to commit a foul because you're always trying to, catch up and be on your man. So if they're able to put North into foul trouble early at least and kind of make them move away from this full court pressure, that would be huge.
As you see, bad pass there, and Silver Creek can't recover. Here comes North. Daniels jump step and gets it to roll.
That was a beautiful side step. Be able to take advantage of that one step, kind of do a little shake and bake, and then go over the shoulder as he's falling away. Excellent job.
Then Rochelle and Decker tumble to the floor. Miles Frank going to check in for Bloomington North, number 31, and now they're going to go Ben Blues back in for the Dragons. A lot of guys rotating in and out so far for both teams.
What do you like to see? Because JV is all about, participation. I don't want to say participation, but, getting that experience at the high school level.
Rochelle misses, and of course, between JV and varsity, 5 quarters a night, really not going to affect too many players, but you always have to be aware of certain guys you're going to quarter and all that stuff. It's kind of in-game, when you talk about in-game adjustments, it's a lot of in-game management too. So Blues with it. Gets it to Murley, taken away by Rochelle, and he's got one-on-one, and you can just tell he wants to try to dunk it, and he gets the bucket. You can just tell anytime he's going to get that steal, he wants to go full speed to the bucket.
Yeah, try to intimidate. It's a sign of intimidation to an opponent, especially at the JV level, to see someone coming at full force and about to just absolutely smash it home. Makes you kind of create some trepidation in wanting to be able to stop that, or knowing that if you do try to stop it, it will probably end in a foul.
Jace Burton, 22, is in the game for Silver Creek. Just under a minute to go. Rochelle gonna fire it from outside. That's off the mark. And Stricker with the rebound for the Dragons. Approaching 30 seconds. And there is taken away by Rochelle. 1-on-2, but he can't handle it. Bramwell and Stricker go to the floor. Stricker comes up with it, and then a nice take to the basket for Burton, and he can't get it to go. And then a very sloppy play by Daniels, and Murley comes up with it.
They're playing a little too fast.
They're going to call the foul with .1 as Burton drew the foul on Miles Frank. That is the team's fourth. It's going to be Petty and Rager back in. Rochelle and Bramwell going out. And now, as you see, Quinn, it's going to be basically just a tip drill as you throw it in with .1. Throw it up. They're going to say no, and that will do it for the first quarter as Bloomington North leads Silver Creek 13-2 on Smithville Sports.
Whether it's countertops, an outdoor kitchen, or a custom shower, Inside Out Kitchen and Bath can make your ideas reality. Based locally in Ellettsville, our staff have over 30 years experience in the business and the dedicated ability to get your job done right. Stop in and see us at 4053 North Centennial Drive in Ellettsville, just opposite Arby's. Visit our website at www.iokb.us or give us a call at 812-803-8005. We'll help you complete your project inside and out.
As we welcome you back to Bloomington High School North, the Cougars on top of the Dragons 13-2 as we get ready for the second quarter of the JV contest. A reminder, coming up 20 minutes after this one, it is the varsity game between these two teams. The Silver Creek Dragons come in with a 12-1 record, 81-57 winners over Brownstown Central, the number one team in Class 3A and defending state champions. They will take on a North squad who is 11-3 overall, and they come off a trouncing win, a drubbing against Martinsville when they won 72-28 up in Martinsville last night. So that will be a fun one. Trey Kaufman leads Silver Creek. He is an IU target, a junior, along with another Division I prospect in Cooper Jacobi and sophomore Brandon Northern. As we are underway here in the second quarter, DeJuan Daniels with it for North. As they try to throw the pass, and Blues deflected it, and it's into the hands of Decker. So you got Murley with the ball, gonna put up the shot. It's short. DeJuan Daniels with it. He's gonna go 1-on-2, take it, and then they're gonna get Burton for the foul on Daniels. DeJuan Daniels at the line, 5'9" sophomore. And he gets that one to go. The first foul shot of the night for either team. So Ryan Bramwell is in and Josh Hanna goes out. One more for Daniels, can't get it to go. And the Dragons have it.
Yeah, this has definitely been all North here, kind of similar to what we saw last week. As right now, it just feels like Silver Creek just can't put together a solid possession.
Daniels misses, but Rager there to clean it up for his 6th point of the night. And you want to think that it's kind of North's helter-skelter defense that is causing Silver Creek to not be able to get shot. Good looks at it, just can't get it to fall. And then this is beautiful, Petty to Daniels, and he's fouled and goes to the line after the pass from Frank.
And it's also been a lot of missed shots in the paint and around the basket. And that's actually something that I was thinking about bringing up and wanted to talk to you about. With obviously the game is becoming a lot more spaced out, which is for the better, with three-pointers being a lot more common than usual. But do you feel that with the practice of three-pointers that we're maybe seeing less and less practice around the basket and thus seeing a little bit of a deterioration in terms of finishing at the basket?
I do see that because you see it at a lot of levels of basketball now. You're trying to recruit these guys that can play every position on the floor. So I do think the art of free throw shooting has gone, and yes, they're able to, your true post player, like a Zach Rager, who can turn around and finish the shot. There's Murley. Bramwell blocks it. Silver Creek recovers as Colin Capist is in. As Capist is going to fire a three, no good. Rager with the rebound.
At some point, it's just about hitting shots. Silver Creek is starting to get some good looks now, but it's just about hitting shots.
Yeah, it becomes a game of you just got to finish, and you're just not knocking down the shots. And North is doing a great job of defensive rebounds,
keeping it basically to one and dones.
Blues deflects that pass. He's had a couple deflections so far for Silver Creek when they've thrown in that entry pass inside. Murley, nice pass into Blues. Partially blocked, and then Mays gets fouled and will get to go to the line. They're going to call Miles Frank for his second, team's fifth. Now LaShawn Mays at the line. He gets it to go. They're going to bring in Wyatt Hoffman, and then 24 is Mason Betts, 6-foot sophomore. So one more for Mays. He gets that to go. 17-4 lead for North. Petty for three, off the mark. Rager too far underneath for the rebound. Now there's going to be a foul.
You could tell when a player has excellent post position when you have three people, when you see a 3-on-1 and it's an even matchup.
Yeah, Rager has definitely been double teamed and triple teamed inside. They're going to get Miles Frank for the foul, his third. He will go to the bench.
Just one more foul on North, and that will be Silver Creek in the bonus for the rest of the half.
That was a Cooper Murley inside. Now taken away by the Dragons. Stricker, and then Betts can't handle it, and Petty recovers. Rochelle. Hoffman throws up the runner, way strong, and Hoffman recovers.
Sometimes playing fast is definitely an identity, but there is such thing as too fast. And we see it sometimes where there's no really such thing as a fast-paced team. It's all about a certain tempo that you set.
That's a good take inside by LaShawn Mays, and that's his 4th point of the night.
That's a 6-0 run right now by Silver Creek, slowly getting back into this game.
Down 9 here with just under 3 to go. Rager, Hoffman, Bramwell. Good job by Silver Creek to seal off that baseline. Rochelle in the lane, offensive foul.
That's going to put Silver Creek in the bonus.
That's his first, and like you said, they're going to 7 fouls as Capist and Blues are going to check back in, and Murley and Mays are going to go out. Hoffman's got to get it in. He gets it to Mason Betts. There's Stricker. 3-on-2. Stricker going to take it himself and score.
I'd call timeout right here.
8-0 run for Silver Creek. Hoffman blocked and then throws a bad pass, and Petty recovers, throws another runner up, no good. Stricker with the rebound. Coach Whitlock not happy with his team at the moment. Doesn't like how they're set up on offense. Hoffman puts it up, off the mark. Rager with the rebound. They're going to call Rager with the travel. I am surprised neither coach is calling the timeout right now to kind of stop this pace and slow it, get the momentum back. Actually, that was, I said Stricker. Stricker's 14, Burton's 22. As Stricker just came back in.
Coach Conte really trusts this group to kind of figure out, okay, we're doing things wrong and we're going to go ahead and fix it. As it looks like he might be rewarded on that beautiful fast break basket.
Bryce Petty with the basket from the assist to Hoffman. Petty's got 7, and it's back up to a 9-point lead. Approaching a minute and a half. We'll have a halftime feature for you. Here's Rochelle. Oh, and he's going to get called for the carry. He had one-on-one against Hoffman and was called for the carry. Murley checks back in. Stricker goes out. Murley with the ball. Mason Betts, 24. Gets it to Murley. Looks like Silver Creek gonna run some half court here. Cape is gonna fire the 3. It's way short, and Rager with the rebound as Blues flies to the floor. Bad pass inside, over the head of Bramwell into the hands of Blues.
And that is what has been a big part of Silver Creek's second quarter turnaround, is that they have been denying the post and getting a lot of turnovers.
Jump ball, possession arrow, Silver Creek. LaShawn Mays back in.
Because a lot of what North likes to do is inside out. And right now, basically, they're taking away the inside, saying, just try to shoot over the top of us right now. We're not letting you get the ball in.
Mason Betts goes out. Yeah, Silver Creek, off to that bad first quarter where they only scored 2 points. They've outscored North 8-6. Mays turnaround, just throws up a rainbow, and there's Rochelle. Up ahead, Hoffman. And then Mays just blocks it out of nowhere.
Yeah, that little bit of hesitation when you hear the footsteps coming. When you go on a fast break, you gotta commit.
There is Rochelle inside, and he lays it in for his 5th point of the night.
Very critical one.
Now Murley's just going to throw up a long shot way off, and we're going to go to halftime with a 21-10 lead for Bloomington North. As we look at the looks like no highlights here in the first half, so we'll go to halftime with Bloomington North up 21-10 over Silver Creek on Smithville Sports.
My name is Pat East. I'm the Executive Director of the Mill. I've been here for about 2 years now, a year since we opened the Mill and a year before that, getting the project up and running. Dimension Mill, or the Mill as we call it, is 19,000 square feet of co-working and incubator space. So what that means is our members are freelancers, consultants, startups, students, remote workers. They rent desks from us on a month-to-month basis, so that consists of a membership. They get access to internet, to conference rooms, to call rooms. They get access to our classroom, our podcasting studio, our kitchenette. And so it's a really quick and easy way for somebody to have an office space without having to do all the work associated with an office. In addition to that, we have 10 private offices that are all occupied by startups. And so these folks are growing their companies. They're anywhere from kind of 1 employee all the way up to maybe 10 employees. And the idea for them is to grow as quickly as possible, move in, grow quickly, and then leave as quickly as possible as well. And we want to kind of do this cycle as much as possible. This is a 104-year-old building. It used to be part of the Shower Brothers Furniture Factory. So around the turn of the century, Shower Brothers was the dominant furniture manufacturer in the United States. When you first walk into the mill, you can feel and sense the energy in here. And I think partly that's because of the history of the building, but also because the architects did a phenomenal job preserving as much of the red exposed brick, preserving the 104-year-old wooden floor, preserving the skylights, and just kind of the overall look and feel of the building. When somebody signs up to be a member at the mill, they get access to all of our amenities here. We have primary internet from Smithville. It's a gig up, gig down, it's dedicated fiber. It was installed specifically for us, so nobody else is on our internet. It's the fastest internet you can get in Bloomington. So internet is really extremely important here because all these folks are knowledge workers, and so almost all their work is on the internet. So it's extremely important that we have internet available literally 24/7. We have a 2-story event hall here as well, with skylights and an art gallery downstairs with fresh new art coming in every month. We have a 30-seat classroom where we have speakers come in, where we have code school twice a week. Lots of companies do half-day or full-day strategy sessions there. Lots of companies have their board meetings there as well. And we have 3 call booths that folks can pop in for webinars or private confidential phone calls. We also have 3 conference rooms that folks can reserve online. We also have a bike room in the back. And then finally, we have 2 main co-working areas. One is up front. That room is much more open, and folks do a lot of socializing in the front room. And then the back room is much quieter, kind of has a library feel with library carols. It just feels a lot quieter, and folks do a lot more heads down work back there. So at the mill, we have a podcast studio, and because we support all forms of entrepreneurship at the mill, because our vision is to become the center of co-working and entrepreneurship in Indiana, we wanted to make sure we took advantage of this wave that's happening. So all of our equipment in the podcast studio was selected by Shine Insurance. They're the sponsor of the podcast studio. They do all of the training for us as well, and then all of the management of the studio. All of our equipment was purchased by Sweetwater. They're the world's largest online pro audio equipment seller. They happen to be located in Indiana as well, in Fort Wayne. And so with all this kind of energy that we've put behind the podcast studio and kind of this wave of entrepreneurship it's creating, we have 7 different podcasts that have started at the mill since we opened our doors about a year ago. And the mill is starting its own podcast as well. So Smithville's involvement has assisted the mill in 2 really, really big ways. The first is, of course, the internet we have here. It's a gig up, it's a gig down, it's the fastest we can possibly get. It's a dedicated fiber line, which means nobody else is on it, and they installed it specifically for us. And so without having this anchor of really fast, reliable internet, I honestly don't believe we'd have as many members as we do now, because when you look at other spaces, they may not be designed as well, but they have reliable, fast internet. But when you have the fastest and most reliable, it truly, truly makes a difference for these knowledge workers. The second big way that Smithville has really helped us is because Smithville is such a widely known employer in Bloomington, because they care so much about the community, there's so much community involvement. It really helps to have their brand associated with us, to have their moral support as well when we're embarking on a project like this that takes so many people, it takes so much effort, it takes so much energy and resources. Because without really great partners like Smithville and all of our 20 or 30 other corporate sponsors, we can't get a project like this up and running. And so having Smithville's moral support is really a huge, huge win for us. So there's lots of different startups here at the mill. In addition, we have a lot of good resources for startups. So we have a full-time entrepreneur in residence. So what that means is the EIR is a full-time mentor. So this person helps our startups company build, they go through financials, they help them find customers, they help them find investors. So between the EIR and all these support resources like IU Ventures and all these different startups, there's a really interesting, cool community here. And so if somebody has a small business where they are selling their wares on Main Street, we'd love to figure out how to help them get online with an e-commerce store and help them sell their wares globally. And so even if you're not currently focused on kind of a high potential, high growth company, we'd like to figure out how you could get there if that's something you want to do. You can get a month-to-month membership, so there's no contracts, and we have multiple memberships to fit whatever your particular business is at the particular stage and life cycle is. And for those folks who are starting their business but maybe doing it while they have a full-time job, we have a nights and weekends membership as well. The feeling that people get when they walk into the mill is the thing I like most about working at the mill. Even a year later, it doesn't get old. People seeing the mill for the first time and just being overwhelmed in a good way that something like this not only exists in Bloomington, but exists in the Midwest. The main benefit of the mill is the people here. We have 250 people from all different walks of life who've decided to be in Bloomington. These are really smart people doing cool, interesting things with their lives, whether they're remote workers or they've decided to start their own business. And most of the people who are running a business here, if you're just now starting your business, they've probably gone through the same problems that you've had. So while the building is really phenomenal and the design is great, it's the people that really matter, and it's the people that really no other city in the United States can replicate. And it's the people that will make the membership benefit the most. The mill really acts as a lightning rod for all of this energy and activity and creativity. It's hard not to be inspired when you walk into the mill. If somebody's interested in a membership, in renting space, in holding an event here, the best way to get in touch with us is to go to dimensionmill.org online.
We welcome you back to the Cougar Den. Tom McKinney Court here at Bloomington High School North. Second half about to get underway between Bloomington North and Silver Creek in this JV game. Cougars up on the Dragons 21-10. Glad you could join us for North Cougar basketball here on Smithville Sports. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. Don't forget we are on YouTube as well. If you go to search Smithville Media or go to the Smithville Channel YouTube page, you can catch us there. Want to spend a special shout out to Zachary Waddell, 11 years old, Silver Creek Elementary School. He is our director. He is the nephew of our technical director, Rob Ramsey.
I was going to say, he's 11 years old and he's our director. Wow, that's a prodigy right there.
Yeah, he may be a prodigy. Rob, you never know what Rob's going to teach him. So he's watching tonight. We want to spend a special shout out to him as well, watching his Dragons tonight against Bloomington North. First ever meeting between these two teams. North started out, Quinn, with a 13-2 run in the first quarter, and then Silver Creek followed it up 8-6 in that second quarter.
And you can even break that down further. It was a 17-2 game at one point.
Well, Sean Mays got held up, and he got the timeout here. So a 30-second timeout. But yes, we want to thank our crew, hardworking women and men behind the scenes. Nate Alarcon, our director for this JV game. Rob Ramsey, our technical director. Catherine Jankowski, replay. Noah Barajas, Jeremy Nutter, and Sam Malloy on the cameras. We thank you for everything that you all do throughout the season, bringing you the sights and sounds of high school basketball. Next week, next Friday night, we'll be back here at North. It'll be girls basketball action as Columbus North will come in to face Bloomington North. Cougars today victorious over Guerin Catholic 57-47. And going into that game, Ainsley Urbanski, the senior, was 12 points away from 1,000.
Very excited to see that. She has definitely earned it.
As Mays gets fouled and will go to the line. Columbus North last night knocks off undefeated Lawrenceburg 42-26. So that leaves just 5 girls teams undefeated in high school basketball in the state of Indiana as Bramwell commits the foul. And Mays will hit the foul free throw. So far 5 points for Mays. Makes it 6. And the lead is 9. As North comes into this game as they miss that 11-1, Silver Creek 7-3 in JV. And then Decker just, I think, was trying to throw up a shot to draw contact, and it went out of bounds, and it's North ball. So 7-minute quarters here in JV. Blues commits the foul on Rager. He's done a good job tonight, Quinn, inside battling Rager. He's deflected several passes.
And it's been a concerted team effort since the second quarter to basically double and triple team Rager so that they can't go do inside out.
Now Rager outside, gets it to Hoffman. He puts up the shot. It's no good. Rager kind of tipped it up and into the hands of Decker. Here's Murley. Going to get a screen from Mays. Puts up the shot, no good. Blues with the rebound, backs out Bramwell and scores. Down to 7 now for Bloomington North.
Oh, nice pass
Bramwell
inside.
over Mays. That's Ryan Bramwell's first 2 of the night.
Bit of a quiet night compared to last week, but very important one to keep them at an arm's distance.
There is Hoffman. No good. Blues with the rebound, but he lost it out of bounds. It'll be Bloomington North ball. (23-14). Just under 4.5 to go here in quarter number 3. Good pass inside from Petty. Bramwell can't finish. Hoffman with the rebound. There's Murley. Hoffman. Decker 3 off the mark. Mays offensive rebound, then throws it in the hands of Petty. 1-on-1, he gets fouled. Will go in the line.
Yeah, usually not a good idea to go 1-on-2, but he was able to get the best case scenario out of that.
We seem to see that more often where guys don't have the numbers, but they're like, you know what, I'm going to try to take it anyway, and probably try to just draw the contact. As Petty misses in that first half, North was 2 of 4 from the line. Silver Creek was 2 of 2. Zach Stricker comes in. Mays Mays goes out. See, Petty gets that to go.
And to kind of answer your question, I feel that the reason why players, even without the numbers, is because they know that unless a defender can get set, that they don't have the advantage on them, that any kind of contact is basically going to go the offense's way. The way a defender can take advantage of that is by standing in position, but you're in transition, so you can't really do a moving screen. So even though the math isn't there, you also can't fault when some coaches for saying, yeah, go for it. If you have a break, go in there and then try to get a foul. Of course, that might just be continually just me thinking, and that might just be the players thinking, and the coaches are pulling their hair out.
As Ben Blues gets the nice basket over Bramwell, gets Bramwell off his feet. He's got 4. Lead is 8. Rochelle outside, no good. Now you see Silver Creek with the momentum. After just scoring 2 points in that first quarter. Murley, good pass. Stricker inside, puts up the shot over Rager and scores.
And that was all about basically North going for the double and basically getting out of position. You have to do that. Whenever you see the double coming, that means someone's open. You got to find that man. And the Dragons have been much better at that here, second quarter on.
Been moving the ball around. There's Bramwell outside, way short. Hoffman with the rebound. Now Murley has it against Rochelle. Hoffman. One thing about Silver Creek, they move the ball. That is blocked. Petty takes it. Going one-on-one, loses it. They're going to say Silver Creek touched it last. It'll be North ball. Going to see Hannah and Frank come back in. Jace Burton and Mays come in, and Blues and Hoffman go out. Rager will inbound it to Hoffman. Hoffman throwing up the runner, and it good for Hoffman, his first 2 of the night.
He was able to beat his man, and then basically before his next man was able to get on him, we're able to drop the nice runner.
As Cougars back up by 8. Mays, spin move over Hannah, no good. Hannah gets it to Frank, and then smart move to just pull it back out.
Absolutely.
Reset.
As I said, even for fast-paced teams, there's a limit that you can go too fast. And sometimes you just have to know your limit. It's like, okay, we may want to play fast, but there's a thing. Forcing it isn't going to help anyone.
No, it does not. Good pass inside. Hannah too strong on the putback. Rager fighting for it, and he gets it to go. Rager with 8. Lead is back to 10.
That's called being a junior and just being bigger and stronger than everyone else.
Yeah, it's Silver Creek has 1 junior on their JV team, Zach Milton. He has not seen any action yet. You have Bramwell and Rager on the team for North. Other than that, it's sophomores and freshmen. Daniels back in for North. There's Frank. Good pass. Rager baseline shot, though no good. Hoffman with the rebound. 10-point lead for the Cougars. Frank takes it away. Now Petty gets it. One-on-one. and he misses. Here comes Silver Creek. Frank is going to get called for the foul. His fourth, team second. Hoffman's going to come back in replacing Frank. Inbound. Decker fires the three from the corner, no good. Hannah with the rebound. Daniels,
Whoa.
nice, kind of an in-the-air move to pass the Petty. Hoffman three, no good. Last touch by Silver Creek, Bloomington North ball.
What was impressive is that it wasn't like a missed call. That he literally was able to basically do a 360 in the air and pass it before he landed down, which would have been a travel. So that
good awareness by Daniels to do that. As Mays and Rager fighting for it. Ball on the floor. Into the hands of Petty. Over to Dragons, no good. And then now it's just playing back and forth, and then Petty cannot finish. Hoffman rebound. Now a foul called. They're going to call Jace Burton with his second, team's third. Nate Hoffman at the line, 5'10" sophomore, has 2 points this evening. North at the line, 3 of 6, now 4 for 7. As Colin Capus is back in and Mason Betts in, and Cooper Murley back in for Silver Creek. Hoffman gets both of them. 3 seconds to go. Going to be a foul on Rager. First and the team's third. So 1.5 for Silver Creek. Murley inside Blues, and Hannah fouls him with 0.6 left.
kind of got bailed out there. That was almost the second. That was almost the second out of 3 quarters where, as the refs claiming that he wasn't in the act of shooting, and Coach
As you
Whitlock.
see Jesse Whitlock very animated. He's got to watch himself.
So this is going to be the second quarter, basically.
Murley hits, there you go, there's redemption. Murley hits the 3 at the buzzer, and it's Bloomington North 30, Silver Creek 21. Going to the 4th here on Smithville Sports.
Smithville Media has produced stunning and engaging features and documentaries for over a decade. Local interest stories, interviews, commercials and event coverage are all part of what we do. Let us showcase your business or create a commercial for your promotions. We can even play your pieces during our live sports broadcasts. For details, speak with a Smithville representative or email media@smithville.com.
As we welcome you back to the Cougar Den here at Bloomington High School North. Bloomington North up 30-21 on Silver Creek as we start the 4th quarter. Don't forget, 20 minutes after this game is varsity between these two teams. Silver Creek, #1 in Class 3A, defending state champions, going up against Bloomington North, 12-1 against 11-3. So should be a great matchup. IU target Trey Kaufman, a junior for Silver Creek, as well. Glad you could join us alongside Quinn Saturday. I'm Nick Jameson. Quinn, that 3rd quarter, Coach Whitlock wants the free throws. Doesn't get him, so what does Cooper Murley do? Drains a 3 at the buzzer to give him a little bit of momentum.
I believe the term is ball don't lie, because that was definitely a shooting foul, but in a way it ended up working out better with getting an extra point more than you would have possibly gotten in the first place.
There is inside Blues battling Rager. Gonna use his body, put it up. Mays does not get it, but then Capus follows with his first 2 of the game.
And
as
it's
Mason
back to a 7-point game now. And this is kind of that situation where we saw, as I said, is bad adjustments right now. It definitely feels like Silver Creek is continuing the claw right back. It's going to be, the onus is going to be on Bloomington North to have to try to close this game out.
That is a foul underneath on Capus, his first. Teams force Zach Rager at the line. Rager, the junior, he's got 8 tonight, misses the first one. And he gets that one to go.
Both teams with 4 fouls.
At North 6 of 10 at the line. So far, Silver Creek, it's done well though, 4 of 4. Burton throws that out of bounds. It'll be North ball, and now Dominic Decker is going to come back in the game.
Basically try to run baseline and do a wraparound around a defender and basically overthrew him.
Turnover is always critical here at any level of basketball, but especially JV because you're learning so much. LaShawn Mays checks back in, placing Mason Betts.
That was a dangerous pass.
They're going to call Rager with his second. Team's 5th. Now we're going to see Ryan Bramwell check back in. He's going to replace Josh Hanna. Now North Betts, and now that's 3 on Rager as Mays was trying to take it up and was fouled.
Have all 3 of these just literally come in the last minute?
Pretty much. I mean, it's happened pretty quick. His LaShawn Mays at the line, 6 points. And the first miss by Silver Creek at the line.
And to be fair, that one was the Balls deciding, nah, I'm not going in.
Took a bounce, and now that one, nothing but net. Back to a 7-point lead for Bloomington North. Good pass inside Rager, and he gets it to go and will go to the line. Zach Rager in double digits.
And the reason why he was able to make that cut is because he had his back to the basket, which set up that nice cutting lane for Rager to go by.
Rager misses that. Mays with the rebound, comes out with it.
Because if he was facing forward, the defender would be pushed off a little bit, closing that gap. But because his back was to him, he was allowed to be a lot closer to him, creating separation.
Wyatt Hoffman gets his 4th point. 33-26. Just a couple stops for Silver Creek. Hoffman throws up the runner, no good. Mays with the rebound. Now this is where you recover. Hoffman fouled, and he's going to get to shoot 3. So critical. Second on Rochelle. Critical right now for Wyatt Hoffman at the line. Can't get the first.
They haven't gotten closer than 6 since that first quarter.
Misses the second. So far, Silver Creek 1 of 4 in the quarter at the line. They were 4 for 4 before the 4th. And he misses all 3 of them. Rager with the rebound and was fouled. That's on Mays, his first, team 6. 1 more, and North will go in the 1-1. Silver Creek in the 1-1. Now a timeout. It's a full timeout for Silver Creek with 4:59 to go here. Well, looking at both these teams' schedules coming up for Bloomington North, it's at Evansville North next Friday, Terre Haute South next Saturday at home, February 1st at Columbus East, February 6th at Edgewood, February 8th Whiteland, February 14th at Terre Haute North, February 21st Columbus North, February 22nd at Floyd Central, and then February 28th against New Albany. For the Dragons, they have New Albany January 24th at home, January 28th at Providence, January 31st against Madison, and then Bloomington South travels to Silver Creek February 1st. That should be a dandy. February 6th, Salem, February 11th, Floyd Central, February 14th at Scottsburg, February 18th at Austin, February 21st at Gordon Central, and then February 28th against Seymour. Silver Creek in the Mid-Southern Conference with Scottsburg, Salem, Clarksville, North Harrison, Austin, Gordon Central, Brownstown, Charleston, Eastern Pekin. Class 3A Sectional 30, Madison, Gordon Central, Scottsburg, North Harrison, Salem, and Charlestown. As Bramwell hits the shot, his 4th of the night. Lead up to 9. Seems like you said, Queen, Silver Creek cuts it to within 6 and then just can't get under that 6-point mark. Rochelle has it to Petty. Misses.
Heads-up rebound.
Good play, Nate Hoffman with the heads-up rebound. And it's going to be a timeout for Bloomington North. We're going to call the full timeout with 4:09 to go here. As you look at the Bloomington North huddle, what does Bloomington North need to do here in this final couple minutes, besides obviously just hold on to this lead?
Well, the big thing is, and what they had so much success with in that first quarter was basically their trapping defense, which, as you've noticed, after that first quarter, they've kind of gone away from in here. And since then, it's kind of been Silver Creek being the aggressors on defense. However, every time it seems like Silver Creek's about to start taking momentum and get into it, North responds right now. Right now, basically, North just needs to keep answering every challenge that Silver Creek gives them for about 4 more minutes. And for the Dragons, basically, you have to be able to continuously get good shots and basically stop committing turnovers.
And Rager was fouled before the shot. He'll get to go to the line. So both teams now in the 1-1. That is 3 on Blues. So Rager back at the line. And he gets it to go. Lead is up to 10. 12 for Rager tonight. One more and makes it 13, and this leads 11.
Had a bit of a hiccup to start this quarter, but he has been awesome for the majority of this game. As if on cue, they have brought back the full court press.
And they get the turnover. They're going to set this up. Approaching 3:45 to go here. There is Rochelle. Gets it to Bramwell. To Hoffman. He's going to get called for the travel.
And in a way, the way that I had mentioned that North can win this game was a little bit more passive, but looks like Coach Conte is going the more aggressive route. Going back to what worked in that first quarter where they were dominating.
Yeah, they went, as you said, they went away from it for a long time. Now they're going back to it as Burton shot way off the mark. Blues with the rebound and put back over Rager. He'll go to the line.
But I definitely feel this time around it's not going to be as effective because, as I said, since this is the first meeting, you can only simulate and scout so much before you actually face it. And you could definitely tell that they were throwing a haymaker right at the beginning of the game. Right here, they've kind of gotten used to it. Still a problem, but they're at least able to pass around it now.
Great. Blues missed the foul shot. Silver Creek has struggled at 1 of 6 at the line in the fourth quarter. Where they were 4 for 4 going in the fourth quarter, they made just 1 cent. Rochelle Bramwell loses it out of bounds, and it's Silver Creek ball. I always love it, too, at all levels when these guys think they commit a foul or lose the ball out of bounds. They look at the ref like, who, me? And it's like, yeah, you lost it out of bounds. You know,
It kind of loses the effect because when you actually have like an actual case, the refs are just numb to it at that point. So they don't take you seriously.
Yes,
so in a way, it's causing desensitization to the refs is what it's doing.
Bramwell blocked Mays there. Mays lost it out of bounds. And
oh, that was awesome.
You see the Silver Creek press. Rochelle, Petty to Hoffman. Now, North gonna run some clock. Gets it back out to Petty. Approaching 2 minutes to go. Rager's open underneath, but they don't look for him. At this point, I
don't think they're trying to shoot.
And now,
see right there, that was an example of it right there where, well, the inverse where he tried to commit a foul to stop the clock, then stop playing defense basically.
I think he was looking over to the coach to say, do I need to foul? And then he went ahead and fouled. So Jace Burton in the game replacing Blues. For Capus, that's only his second foul, so that's not like a situation where he had 4 and is like, oh, I got a foul, and fouls out. So Petty at the line, misses. Rager there for the rebound and putback.
15 points now for him. That's a backbreaker right there for Silver Creek.
Yeah, leads 11, under 2 to go. And so for Bloomington North, if this holds, they're going to go to 12-1 on the season. JV Silver Creek is going to go to 7-4. Decker is fouled by Rochelle. But they're going to call Bramwell instead. That's his third, team's 9th. Going to send Dominic Decker to the line, 5'10", sophomore. Has seen some time at the varsity level this season. He gets that one to go, his first point of the evening. Gets the second one to go, 39-30. Petty, Hoffman. And at this point, it's just kind of a game of keep away.
Yeah, you almost feel like you should only, at this point, you should really only play suffocating defense at the backcourt to try to do a 10-second violation, and then as soon as they get it past the front court, with no shot clock, you just foul immediately, I feel.
And they do. He's on third on Dominic Decker. Tyree Rochelle at the line. He's had 5 points tonight. Blues is going to check back in for Capist. So just 5 points tonight for Rochelle, a sophomore, but you see a lot of promise in this player, in this kid. Misses that one. As a foul on Rochelle, that's his third.
And that's the double bonus. To note that also the next foul against Silver Creek will also send Cougars to the double bonus, so no more 1-and-1s.
Dominic Decker back at the line, misses that. Capus back in. It's going to replace Blues, and I think it's this offense for defensive type substitution that Coach Whitlock is throwing in as Decker hits both, and now a timeout. 39-31. Full timeout for Silver Creek.
And basically the same thing I was saying, is that play them hard in the back court, but as soon as the ball goes over the front court, immediately foul. 10 seconds. We can give up 10 seconds for a possession, but not a second more, basically.
So Bloomington North, if this result holds, they're going to go to 12-1, and we've seen them 2 times so far. And just your overall impressions of what this JV squad has been.
Well, it's been a multi-year thing where I just continue to be impressed with how fundamentally sound Jabril Conte's JV coach teams are. We were talking about it, so like the lack of kind of like fundamentals and that kind of stuff. You could definitely tell that he definitely coaches them on that, because this is a team. Sure, they make a lot of mistakes. A lot of JV teams do, but this is one of the more fundamentally sound teams that I have seen in my 5 years of doing this.
And that is Petty takes a dive into our cameras down there as he can't handle the baseball pass and it sails out of bounds. But he's okay. Hoffman's going to check back in, and Capist is out. So just about a minute to go here.
I love the fact that they're countering with their own full court press.
As a 3 is missed by Decker. And a foul on Silver Creek.
That is definitely something, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, Coach Conte, very happy with this team. We see it time and time again. Sometimes at the end of the game, even the most confident of teams start playing afraid, but you got to go with what's brought you here. And basically made that mistake, switched straight into full court press. Sure, that could lead to an easy basket, but you're trying to hopefully force a mistake.
Nate Hoffman hits both free throws. Wyatt Hoffman misses, and now they're going to foul again here with a 10-point lead. It's going to be 3 on Burton. In both teams in the double bonus. Hoffman has 6 points tonight, all here in the second half. And he gets that to go. Blues is back in, replacing Burton. One more for Hoffman, and he gets that to go, and it's a 12-point lead with 47 seconds to go. Silver Creek got within 6, never could get closer. There is Rochelle, steals it. Petty all alone, easy 2.
And I like the fact that he didn't force that.
Good play by Rochelle. Petty just laid it up and in. Hoffman driving, Blues the putback. And now Silver Creek saying no foul, and we're going to dribble this one out, and Bloomington North is going to be victorious 45-33. As the horn sounds, Coach Conte's squad wins the game. As we see the highlights, and you see inside Ben Blues battling Ryan Bramwell. Again, gets Bramwell off his feet, gets a good bucket. He had 8 tonight. And then Zach Stricker scores for Silver Creek. Hoffman with the runner, those slow motion plays. And there's Rager, great game for that young man tonight. And then Murley throws it up to end the third quarter. Capus with the bucket. And then good feed from Bramwell inside to Rager for the 2. Wyatt Hoffman scores his bucket. Bramwell, the step back shot over Mays is good, and then Blues just cleans up inside for Silver Creek. Bryce Petty misses a free throw, and Zach Rager the rebound and put back. Tyree Rochelle, the nice pass to Bryce Petty. To finish it off, your final score, Bloomington North 45, Silver Creek 33. For all the hardworking women and men behind the scenes, for my partner Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in 20 minutes here on Smithville Sports. And we welcome you to the Cougar Den here, Tom McKinney Court at Bloomington High School North, where tonight the #1 team in Class 3A and defending state champions, the Silver Creek Dragons, are in town to face the 11-3 Bloomington North Cougars. Glad you could join us for North Cougar basketball here on Smithville Sports. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson, as you get to see the Silver Creek Dragons come out on the floor, Quinn, making their first appearance here at the Cougar Den, first meeting against this Bloomington North team. As you get to look at the Dragons, you see there is Trey Kaufman, #4, 6'9", and a junior for the Dragons. Kaufman got offers from IU, Purdue, Louisville, Xavier, Evansville, Indiana State, Wichita State. Also has interest from Iowa and Kentucky. As the Dragons continue to warm up, another guy to look for is 32, Cooper Jacobi. He is a junior for the Dragons. He's got offers from Akron, Indiana State, IUPUI, Miami of Ohio, and Bellarmine, who will soon be in Division I. But Quinn, this is a matchup, as you see Jacobi on your screen, 36 points against Fort Wayne Blackhawk a couple weeks ago up at Southport. It's a 1-2 combo, Quinn, as you see the Bloomington North Cougars come out on the floor. But Bloomington North ready to go after a big win last night over Martinsville.
Yeah, it's the combination of Kaufman and Jacobi. I mentioned that if you're able to get something going with your star players being only sophomores, which they did last season, you got yourself a 3-year window where it's championship or bust. They already got one, and they look to be in the running for the next 2 years as well with those two very talented players. Kaufman, as you mentioned, and on IU's radar. Jacobi just as talented, able to go off. That's the really big thing, is that when you see like teams that have like a NCAA prospect, they usually have like a lot on their plate, but to see two of them and be able to kind of work off of each other, you kind of just that feeling of, I don't have to do everything myself. I have a teammate out there. I mean, you have your other teammates as well, but you have that other person who, if you're having a bad night, could also take over.
Well, and they've got a third for the future, is 6'4" sophomore guard Brandon Northern. He wears number 24. His dad, Bryant Northern, played 3 years at Louisville from 2000 to 2003, scored 437 points in 94 games. Dad played at Jeffersonville High School, but Brandon, 12 games in double figures this year, just a sophomore guard, and he will probably get some looks here soon from Division I schools. Silver Creek's only loss is to Lawrence Central, 63-31. That was in the championship game of the Hall of Fame Classic at Newcastle. But they're 3-1 against 4A schools, 5-0 against 3A teams, 4-0 against Class 2A teams. I have seen this team twice, against Fort Wayne Blackhawk, who's a 2A power, and then Jeffersonville at Jeffersonville on December 20th, 53-52. That came down to really just free throw shooting for Jeffersonville because they missed several at the end. Bloomington North, 11-3, comes into this game. Again, a big win off of Martinsville last night, 72-28. But they have rebounded from their tough losses against the likes of Bloomington South, Fishers, and Evansville Wright.
And it's going to be very key tonight. Those post players are going to be absolutely critical. You're looking at Jeremiah Blair. You're looking at Aaron Steinfeld. Basically, having to go off against the 6'9" Kaufman, who's about a couple inches taller than everyone else here on the thing. But then you also have to note that Jacobi's 6'6", and then you just mentioned Northern is also, you said 6'4", so I mean, like, it's going to be basically trying to play bigger than you actually are tonight.
As we are getting ready for the national anthem, we do want to have a special shout out to 11-year-old Zachary Waddell. He is the nephew of our director, Rob Ramsey, goes to Silver Creek Elementary, and he's watching this game tonight on our Smithville YouTube channel. So we want to thank him for watching, and he's watching his cheering on his Dragons to victory. As they are making just a couple quick announcements, and then we will have the national anthem here for the starting lineups. So the national anthem has been played, and we are getting ready for the starting lineups, and we're going to introduce Silver Creek first. And that is going to be Nolan Gilbert, number 14, a 6'2 junior. And then Isaac Hinton, a 6'1 junior, wearing number 20. And there is Brandon Northern, as I mentioned, 6-foot sophomore. Trey Kaufman, the IU recruit, 6'9 junior, and then his running mate, Cooper Jacobi, 6'6 junior, for Brandon Hoffman, who is 163 and 68, 10 years overall, 7 winning seasons, on to an 8th, 5 sectionals, 1 regional, 1 semi-state, and a state title. As we get to turn off the lights again, Quinn, here as they're going to introduce the Bloomington North Cougars. And it's Nick Kleiber, 6'1 sophomore. And then the freshman, J.Q. Roberts, number 13, 6'5", athletic freshman. Isaac Vinsel, the leader on this team, 22, 6'2 junior. They're going to have Jeremiah Blair at 1 forward, 6'3 senior. And then Aaron Steinfeld, 6'5 junior, number 44. So it's going to be interesting to see, Quinn, as the Cougars coached by Jason Spear, 30 and 28 in 3 years, 145 and 76 in 10 years, coached at Columbus North from 2008 to 15. It's going to be interesting to see how Steinfeld matches up with Kaufman inside.
Yeah, it's going to be a committee. Basically, no one is allowed to be afraid. Basically, you can't be afraid against this team. Granted, they've faced some real tough teams in the past as well, but just always a reminder. Also, I bet we can guarantee at least once where Isaac Benson will probably want one-on-one guard him.
And right off the bat, Brandon Northern gets started on the basket, and Silver Creek off to a 2-0 lead. So Cougars, Isaac Vinsel, open 3, and North on top.
Excellent response right there to get this offense moving.
This is Northern. 20 is Isaac Hinton. Cooper Jacobi. Inside over Blair, left it short. Vinsel with the rebound. Kleiber, guarded by Northern. Roberts for 3, left it short. Brandon Northern with it. He's got numbers up ahead, Kaufman, and he gets fouled.
Very smart foul, basically preventing the easy two, make him earn it from the line. Where he has been pretty good. He has been pretty decent. He's 66 for 93 on the year for 71%.
Trey Kaufman at the line, scored in double figures every game this season. He gets that one to go. His best game so far, 36 against Columbus East, 35 against Charlestown, went for 33 last night against Brownstown, 32 against Clarksville and Heritage Hills, and 30 against Eastern Pekin. And not to mention, he's had 8 double-doubles this season. He gets both to go. It's a 4-3 lead for Silver Creek. First meeting between these two schools. Nick Kleiber. Jeremiah Blair. Just pushes his man around, can't get the basket to go. Saves it, gets it to Steinfeld.
Oh,
back
awesome
to Blair, and he scores as Gilbert just lost Blair on that play.
I want, when Blair does his high school highlight reel, he needs to put that just transition right there, because yes, he did have the one miss, but everything he did was absolutely spectacular, as you get to see that Trey Kaufman can also shoot the three.
Trey Kaufman with the 3 for Silver Creek. He's at 5 on the year for Kaufman, coming in 18 for 48 from downtown. That is going to be on Gilbert, his first and the team's first. Roberts lost it. Silver Creek crowd wanted to travel. Good Silver Creek crowd on hand. About a 2-hour trip from Sellersburg, Indiana. That's just north of Jeffersonville. Blair gonna fire the 3 over Jacobi, and he misses. Northern with the rebound. Throws a bullet into Jacobi. He can't handle it. Blair tries to save it and does. And here comes North. Now it's gonna be Northern with the foul on Kleiber. As Blair will inbound it. North offensively 62.7, Silver Creek 73.5. North defensively gives up 48 a game, Silver Creek 51. Roberts. Venzel. It's going to be a foul for the basket. They're going to get Hinton, his first, team's third. Blair, guarded by Jacobi. Venzel, wing 3, no good. Rebounded to Hinton. Here's Silver Creek.
We may see a little bit of that where we might see Bloomington North do that, where they kind of, as we get to see Roberts with the dunk.
J.Q. Roberts, the freshman, nice pass from Aaron Steinfeld for the slam, and it's tied at 7.
What I'm saying is that we might be seeing North maybe forego the offensive rebound to try to get back on defense a lot faster against a team that can score this quickly and get across the court that fast.
Trey Kaufman gets the bucket and the foul. And we're going to see Holden Grower into the game for the first time. He's going to replace Nolan Gilbert. So Kaufman at the line. 7 points so far for the junior. And he misses, but look who's there. Cooper Jacobi cleans it up for his first 2.
Just as I was saying, I got your back, you got mine.
Yeah, these are the guys that lead this team. The junior duo of Jacobi and Kaufman. Roberts, nice move. Kaufman with the rebound. Here is Jacobi. Grower 3. Off the mark, Vincel rebounds. Vincel inside, throws it up, off the mark. Northern, here comes Silver Creek in transition. Pass Steinfeld, and Northern gets his 4th point. Back the other way is Vincel, and he gets fouled and will go to the line.
I definitely feel that North's chances are tied very closely to Isaac Vence's performance. Him being the heart and soul of this team right now, for them to be able to win this game, he's going to need to have a good game. And so far, he's been good. He's off to a good start.
4 points so far for Vincel, as we will now see Trey Shane into the game. 22, 5'11", sophomore. As Vincel's second free throw is off the mark. And again, both teams just running. Kaufman gets Steinfeld off his feet and scores.
Currently outscoring Bloomington North by himself.
9 points for Trey Kaufman so far. They're going to call Trey Shane with the foul. 15 foul already on Silver Creek. Vincel. Pass Shane, can't get it to finish. Jacobi with the rebound. Here is Grower. Gonna go past Steinfeld, misses it. Blair with the board. Kleiber for Roberts. Roberts gets his 4th.
Roberts off to a really good start as well.
Freshman.
And you can definitely tell that the freshman is really enjoying this marquee matchup.
Trey Kaufman misses the outside shot. Rebound Blair. J.Q. Roberts not nervous, that's for sure, with 4 already. Steinfeld mismatch on Grower, and he gets that one, his first 2 of the night.
Yeah, anytime that they can get Steinfeld on someone other than Kaufman, the Cougars need to take advantage of that.
Grower guarded by Roberts. It's Kleiber drawing Northern. Blair on Jacobi. There's a screen now with Kaufman guarded by Blair. Jacobi in the middle, puts up a jumper, and he's got 4.
Wasn't pretty, but it went in, and I mean, that's all that matters.
Silver Creek lighting it up from the field so far. Kaufman lets Steinfeld shoot, and he buries it.
I talked about it last game. That has been a huge evolution of his game this season.
30-second timeout for Bloomington North. You talked about Steinfeld's evolution with the 3. That's his 6th made 3 of the season. 9.9 points a game for Steinfeld coming into tonight. You got 4 guys right there at that 10-point mark. Vincel 14.2, Kleiber at 10.1, Steinfeld 9.9, and Blair at 9.5.
Here's why that 3 is so important. You saw on that possession that Kaufman was still in the middle thing. Didn't really, he put up a hand, but wasn't really on him and stuff. That 3 right there is going to basically force him to have to come out of that paint area and have to guard him. So that is a huge advantage for North going forward if they're able to pull Kaufman away from the middle.
And Jacobi's out right now as Taylor Betts, the 6'2 senior, as Kaufman drives past Steinfeld and gets fouled and goes to the line. Betts, the 6'2 senior, the lone senior on this team, in for Silver Creek. 2 on Steinfeld.
Yeah, that's not ideal for the Cougars.
Kaufman at the line. He gets that one to go. Jacobi back in, replacing Grower. Now we're going to see Cade Loffman for the first time, replacing Steinfeld. So one more for Trey Kaufman. Gets that one to go.
And he's got double digits again.
Has scored in double figures every game this season. He averages 25.1. Blair misses it. Kaufman with the rebound. Northern up ahead. Jacobi jump stop. Jumper good. He's got 6.
His ability to just stop on a dime is very impressive. Because what it does is he uses the defender's momentum to basically create separation by being able to stop like that.
Kleiber misses. Blair put back no good. Last touch by North. It will be Silver Creek ball. You have to be pretty agile to be able to just jump stop and put up the shots the way that Cooper Jacobi has done so far. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Northern, good pass outside on the line. No good for Shane. Rebound Dragons. Northern gonna pull it back out. To Shane. Got Kaufman posting up. He wants the ball. Blair. Kaufman's pass to Shane. Top of the key, good. He was on the line. It's a 2. 23-15 lead. Blair, guarded by Betts. Kleiber. Sophomore against sophomore with Kleiber and Northern. Jacobi misses a closeout. Kleiber buries a 3 as it is end of the first quarter. Silver Creek 23, Bloomington North 18 on Smithfield Sports.
Whether it's countertops, an outdoor kitchen, or a custom shower, Inside Out Kitchen and Bath can make your ideas reality. Based locally in Ellettsville, our staff have over 30 years experience in the business and the dedicated ability to get your job done right. Stop in and see us at 4053 North Centennial Drive in Ellettsville, just opposite Arby's. Visit our website at www.iokb.us or give us a call at 812-803-8005. We'll help you complete your project inside and out.
As we welcome you back to Bloomington High School North, the Silver Creek Dragons on top of the Cougars 23-18 as we get ready for the second quarter of play. Glad you could join us for North Cougar basketball here on Smithfield Sports alongside Quinn Saturday. I am Nick Jenkinson, and Quinn, so far, Silver Creek's living up to the billing, and Trey Kaufman in double figures already.
Yeah, he has been extremely impressive. Has basically been able to get what he wants on the offensive end, and which we talked about. Basically, it's a don't be afraid, next man up mentality. Steinfeld did a decent job, but he's got 2 fouls now, so now it is Cade Loffman's turn to take a crack at Kaufman. Right now, though, the most impressive thing that I am seeing is just the defensive effort from Silver Creek. Has done an excellent job. Everything that Bloomington North has had to do, they have really had to work for.
As Kleiber gets the basket, Tim Brewster into the game for.
And Kleiber has also just scored the last 5 points of the game as well.
As you see a miss, and Blair commits the foul on Jacobi. Kleiber scored the last 5.
Yeah, we were talking about this, it's like, oh, it looks like here comes Silver Creek about to start this whole leading by 10, between 3-2 possession game, that kind of stuff, and immediately just cut it to a 1 possession game on less than 30 seconds by one player.
Cooper Jacobi at the line. He has scored 10 games in double figures. Talked about that 36-point game against Blackhawk Christian that I saw. He went off in that first half of that game, scoring 25. He's had 3 double-doubles also on the season. Brewster for 3 off the mark. Blair with the rebound. And Blair gets his 4th point.
I love that little jump, that nice little jump hook kind of thing that Blair does. It's just creating enough little separation from him, able to get that nice shot in, back to a 1-possession game.
2-point lead for the Dragons. Blair tried to steal on Kaufman. Now he's going to fire the 3 off the mark. Off Venzel. It is Silver Creek ball. So Northern will inbound. He's going to get it to Jacobi. So it's Brewster guarding Jacobi right now. Nice pass. Good ball movement by Silver Creek at Northern resets. Kaufman with it. Outside shot is off the mark. That was Gilbert. And here comes North. Kleiber misses. Gilbert with the rebound. Kleiber takes it away. There's going to be a foul call. That is the first on Jacobi. Now Holden Grower is going to check back in, and Trey Shane going to go out.
One more foul, and that puts North in the bonus.
So far, no fouls on Kaufman. Hinton with 2, the only player in any type of foul trouble for the Dragons. Good ball movement by North. They're going to get the foul.
Looked like a moving screen.
On Tim Brewster, that is his first, the team's 5th. Approaching 6 minutes to go. We'll have a great halftime feature for you. Bloomington North girls victorious today by 10 over Guerin Catholic. The boys hoping for the same thing. Cooper Jacobi puts up a shot. Drew a lot of contact and no call, and he's in double digits. Venzel for 3. Off the mark, Jacobi with the rebound. Gonna kick it to Northern. Inside Jacobi. Turnaround, no good. Loftman rebound.
Contesting, that's sometimes the best thing you can do, and they have been able to do that.
Kleiber with it. Guarded by Kaufman. Moving it around. Brewster misses.
Oh, that was such a
And
tip.
Grower had the long rebound, and then Kleiber took it away, and it's a foul.
That is, if there's a play that encapsulates just the mentality and toughness and intangibles of Isaac Venzel, it's that long rebound immediately poking that ball away, preventing that fast break.
And now that's going to put North in the 1-and-1 as Kleiber is at the line. North comes into the night 71% from the line. Kleiber hits that one. He's at 80%.
Not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna miss it because, you know, the announcer's curse is real.
He has one more. And he gets both. Now we're going to see J.Q. Roberts back in. The freshman replacing Brewster. Brewster started the first 6 games of the year, and then Aaron Steinfeld has started the last 9. The other 4 starters have started every game this season.
Bit of a different look, but also, you know, some Archie Miller, IU's head coach, says it's not about who starts, it's about who finishes, you know, and sometimes you need that extra player to be able to come off that bench and help right away, you know. sometimes it's not best to have your, 5 most prolific scorers start the game.
And that is a basket for Isaac Hinton. And Silver Creek wants a 30-second timeout. 4:26 left to go. Well, one score to pass along from earlier to this evening. Bloomington South beat Catholic Memorial from Waukesha, Wisconsin, 78-24. Bloomington North, the number 2 team in 4A, now goes to 15-0 on the season. And they start the Catholic Memorial is coached by former Panther Jeremy McLaughlin, who was on the 1999 semi-state team at Bloomington North, played with J.R. Holmes' son John, who ended up at North Carolina. He's been wanting to come down here for years to play, and there was an opening on the schedule, so they were able to play, and now they are on their way back to Wisconsin, as most of the Bloomington South players and coaches are here tonight watching this game because they will play at Silver Creek in a couple weeks. So they get their game done, they win big, and they get to come over here and watch their opponents. Get a little extra scouting in. As J.Q. Roberts fires a 3, no good. Cooper Jacobi with the rebound. 5-point lead for the Dragons. Grower. Jacobi, jumper, good to go for Jacobi. He's got 12. Clyburth. Taylor Betts back in the game. Kaufman will check in at the next dead ball. Venzel, nice shot fake over Grower, but a foul underneath, as they're going to call Jacobi for a foul.
Yeah, it was battling underneath, I believe, with Loftman, and kind of got called.
So
maybe over the back, maybe?
It's going to be Kaufman and Shane replacing Betts and Northern. Silver Creek crowd, you see Brandon Hoffman wanting an explanation. Fensel at the line. So he gets that one to go. And Nate,
I know this is going to sound weird, but we always talk about teams not getting over the hump. It kind of feels like the inverse at this moment. Like Silver Creek wants to break away, but then they just keep letting North keep coming back.
Yeah.
Instead of, North coming back and then Creek extending it. It feels the opposite, honestly, at this moment.
Trey Kaufman gets a basket, just kind of moved himself in the air to get that shot off. Back to 7-point lead. Venzel to Kleiber to Roberts, inside Blair, good feed.
Blair has improved so much over the last couple seasons in terms of just finding the lanes, and those cuts to the basket have been night and day from when he first started.
Grower misses, Shane can't save it out of bounds, and it is Bloomington North ball. One thing I've noticed, though, with Trey Kaufman, when he gets inside, he knows to look for his guards when he can't get his shot. He's done a good job. He's passed out a couple times.
That's big man one-on-one, basically, is if you're going to be commanding double teams in the post, you want, as I said in the JV game, a double team means that someone's open.
Roberts has it, traveled, Silver Creek ball. But that's the one thing I've noticed with Trey Kaufman. He plays within the offense. He has not really forced anything yet. Brandon Northern.
And you can kind of tell that in his score, his consistent scoring as well. It's just something that naturally happens through this offense.
Jacobi gets it back and gets the roll as Grower couldn't get the three by Grower was blocked. Approaching 2 minutes to go, 8-point lead Silver Creek. Kleiber. Blair taken away by Grower. Leaves it for Kaufman. He is fouled by Blair.
Just took his eye off the ball. You see it happen so times where you're so focused on what's coming up next that you sometimes forget the now.
Trey Kaufman at the line, 71%. And he missed it, and I put the jinx on him. Silver Creek at the line this season, 69%. He's scored 326 points coming into tonight. And he gets that one to go. Lead is 9. Blair. Loffman didn't even just
second straight possession that happened.
Jason Spear way out on the floor. As Kleiber gets the screen. Blair, and he travels.
That little bit of hesitation.
It's going to be inbounded on the side. Betts will inbound. Betts, the lone senior, just have scored 20 points coming in tonight, 1.5 points a game. Was gonna give Kaufman the screen, and they're gonna get Blair for the foul as Kaufman tried to put the spin move on.
That was a valiant attempt by Blair to try to, I mean, that was definitely not a flop, but he tried to basically get himself into position, and he did get hit pretty hard, but he was still moving, so it was a blocking foul.
So Trey Kaufman's gonna go to the line. That's 3 on Blair. We're going to see Marco Fitch, the 5'11 sophomore, replace Blair. $15 so far for Trey Kaufman in this game. Silver Creek's had one Indiana All-Star through the years. That was former IU player Steve Green in 1971. They have 2 potentially next year with Kaufman and Jacobi. Not to mention that Kaufman.
I mean, next year's Mr. Indiana is going to be one heck of a contest.
There's a loaded class next year for. You have several guys.
Kaufman and Jacobi are right up there, but there are a lot of really good players.
Yeah, it's a loaded class next year with Caleb First from Fort Wayne Blackhawk, Luke Brown from Blackford, Jalen Blackman from Marion. Not to mention Kaufman and Jacobi. Several other guys as well. And it's a situation where the junior All-Stars this year could beat the senior All-Stars this season. They'll play one exhibition game this summer in June. That's always an interesting matchup. Bloomington North holding for 1. Kleiber with 5 seconds to go. And he gets called for the travel. So 1.1 left. Grower going to inbound it. Kaufman going to just heave it up, and it's just short, and that will do it for the first half. Silver Creek up 38-27 as we see the highlights, and right off the bat, just tip.
Like
Brandon
a designed
Northern
play
scores.
almost.
Kind of like you do in the video games. Just a perfect perfect play off the jump ball. Jeremiah Blair scores. This is nice. J.Q. Roberts with the finish. There's the slow motion of it, and then Trey Kaufman gets Steinfeld off his feet to score. Nick Kleiber, Steinfeld, hey, you got to guard that, and he can hit that. Trey Shane, nice assist to Kaufman. Nick Kleiber gonna get the three for Bloomington North. Trey Kaufman going to work with 15 points, scored double figures every game as Silver Creek leads North 38-27 on Smithville Sports.
I'm Jeff Van Horn, the owner-operator here at Van Horn Tents and Accessories. We've been doing window tinting now for 35 plus years, but over the last 12, 15 years, we've been getting into vehicle wraps. My main job here is just to oversee everyday production, do a lot of the design work here. Occasionally I still get in and do some installation and things like that. You know, I really enjoy that part of it, and that's part of it that I miss a little bit. We started at home and grew from a little 2-car garage to a 3-car garage, and now here we are at a 6,000 square foot facility. Ellettsville has always felt like home. The people are friendly here. It's not, Bloomington's not a big city, but it's still Ellettsville has that hometown vibe to it, and we just really enjoy the people. We like the countryside. We like the quaint environment. People are just friendly and welcome to open arms. Window tinting is, like I said, something we've done for 35 plus years now. The thing we do with window tinting is we offer a lifetime warranty, and that lifetime warranty is through Scorpion, our manufacturer. They are a home-based business as well. They're right here in Indiana, up and around the Cloverdale, Greencastle area. We offer a transferable warranty where some places don't do that. If a new owner takes over the vehicle, the warranty's on the vehicle, not the owner, so we'll allow you to transfer, and it's for the lifetime of that vehicle, whether it's a warranty on the defect from the manufacturer or our workmanship. We will take care of it and make sure the customer's happy. We also offer vehicle wraps, which we've been doing for 12, 15 years now. Whether you want to change the color of your vehicle, we could completely change the color for you. And then a lot of things we do more than that is doing a lot of branding for commercial businesses, fleets, etc., whether it be a record business, heating and cooling, police cars, fire trucks. We do a lot of that. That's a main forte of our business, is doing a lot of branding and getting these fleets up and running very fast. When they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes on vehicles, you got to get them on the road fast and get them making money and getting some return on their investment. We do a lot of just simple graphics, whether it's a window sticker, in memory of sticker, school spirit stickers. No job's too small. We're happy to have those little small stickers, whether it be 400 stickers or 20. We do that for businesses as well. We do a lot of signs, banners for businesses or individuals as well. We also offer paint protection. It's basically a clear rubber membrane that we put on the fronts of cars and in door jambs and stuff to keep them from getting scuffed and scratched and rock chips, sand in the winter. And then we also sell a whole line of professional car detailing products. And probably last but not least, we do a lot of race cars. Motorcycle graphics is a new one we've gotten into with a thicker, heavier material. So we can pretty much do full service on any vehicle, motorcycle, racing vehicle, whatever you're looking for. Smithville's been an intricate part of us getting into the vehicle wrap market. Smithville came to us that 12 to 15 year mark, I don't remember how long it's been, and talked to us about they were going to wrap some vehicles. And we were talking to them, you know, saying, hey, we're interested in buying a big wide format printer. They were just beginning to get affordable at the time. And they came to a show. We wrapped one of my own vehicles. They came to a show and looked at it and liked what they seen. They've been an intricate part about us getting into the wrap game, and very helpful. Been a great business. We've rebranded your whole fleet, I think, 2 to 3 times over now, and it's been a great business venture for the last 12, 15 years with you guys. The benefits of having a vehicle wrap, one, versus paint is price. The other thing about the vehicle wraps, and one of our main things we do, is the fleets. You know, the advertising that you can do to a vehicle versus painting that would cost a fortune to airbrush or hand paint. And once again, that's permanent. We can take, whether it's a color change wrap or whether it's your advertising, you can put it on a vehicle and we can remove it. And 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, and that paint's brand new and protected underneath. It should look like the day we put it on. You know, we can put a photo, you know, of a person or any product or an animal or anything you want on the side of that vehicle. You bring us a digital picture, we can print it, blow it up, and it'll look exactly like the photo. And we can put it down the side of your vehicle for advertisement or personal use, whatever. So there's a lot of advantages to a wrap versus paint that you just can't do. In a new facility here, we do have 2 Muto wide format printers. They print 54 inches wide. And after we're done printing each print, we actually laminate it too. That protects the ink and also gives it another 3 years worth of UV protection. So at a minimum, you get 5 to 6 years worth of wear and tear from sun and, you know, the harsh environments, the elements, by doing this. We use about every brand as you can imagine when it comes to collar change wraps. It's mainly just what your preference is as far as a collar. We have all kinds of swatches for people to look at, just like paint samples. People come pick out their favorite color, we can order that film and use it. My staff, we have 4 employees here, including myself. Beth, my sister, Beth Nixon, she runs the office. She's our office manager. She does all the scheduling, invoicing, takes care of the guys' payroll. She also gets all the vinyl ready for whether it's weeding, cutting prints down, whether it's wrapping canvases, whatever. She's a great help. And then we have 2 brothers that are installers here. We have Travis Brown and Zach Savage. They've been installers here for a little over 3 years. And then we've had an addition. He's worked for me off and on part-time for quite a few years. We're very good friends, is Kedrick Carden. But with a new facility, we were able to bring in more people and just take a lot of load off. The new facility came about as a dream really for a long, long time to doing this full time. Once we finally got in a financial position, you know, worked hard and got a lot of stuff paid for, we were able to dream up this new 6,000 square foot facility where we could actually have a big semi bay where we could back a 53-foot semi trailer in and drop it and wrap it, or put decals on it, or pull in a dump truck out of the weather and tent it or letter it. We can put 4 enclosed trailers in there if we need to. Not to mention the window tint install bay is we can put 4 to 6 vehicles in there at a time. We have a great showroom, waiting room area, and we were able to add a kitchenette for people with, you know, coffee or whatever they might need to make their wait a little more pleasant. I think our customer service is good. If hopefully not great. We offer a good warranty, we stand behind our work, and we want to make sure somebody's happy. We try to give people a very fair price, and we have a good, friendly staff, whether it be dealing with Beth or Zach or Travis or Kedrick, whoever it might be. We try to do whatever it takes to make the customer happy in the long run, and like I said, we offer the lifetime warranty on window tint, and we try to stand behind the vehicle wraps and everything else as long as we possibly can. To get in contact with us, you can stop by our new shop here at 4501 Outback. We are located in Ellettsville, right behind the McDonald's. You can look us up on the website, www.vanhorn1.com. Of course, we have all the social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can always look at our work or contact us on there, look at our ratings. And then, of course, you can just pick up the phone and call us at 812-876-2230. Beth will be glad to schedule you in or answer any questions or put you in touch with me or one of the guys.
As we welcome you back to Bloomington High School North, the Silver Creek Dragons 38, Bloomington North Cougars 27, as we begin the second half of play. Glad you could join us for North Cougar basketball here on Smithville Sports alongside Quinn Saturday. I am Nick Jenkinson. Quinn, it's that 1-2 combo of Trey Kaufman and Cooper Jacobi leading the way for Silver Creek.
Yeah, as we expected, the dynamic duo of Kaufman and Jacobi have been on full force, combined 30 points right now, outscoring the Cougars by themselves. And they have gotten enough help from the rest of the team to be able to keep them ahead. But they're going to need to continue here as in the second half, because I think that the key to North right now is to basically take those two players away and make the other players beat you.
North is 1-3 when they trail at half, and Cooper Jacobi gets his 16th point. Now Roberts showing the three, missed it, foul on Steinfeld. He did not play that second quarter because he picked up 2 fouls in the first. Now he's got 3. So Brandon Northern will bring it up for Silver Creek. Jacobi, Kaufman. Wenzel helping on Kaufman, but Kaufman gets the turnaround jumper over Steinfeld. He's got 18.
That's just the height advantage right there, just able to create that kind of separation. And Kleiber continues to have a really good game right now.
9 points for Nick Kleiber, the sophomore. Kaufman works it out, 3 on the way. Good for Isaac Hinton, he's got 5. Kleiber to Wenzel. Back to Kleiber. Wenzel lays it up, left it short, rebound, and put back. He's got 7.
Just the craftiness of Isaac Wenzel.
And then Kaufman tried to throw it out on Steinfeld, but the official says it was last touched by Kaufman. And it is Bloomington North ball. Kleiber. Blair. No good. J.Q. Roberts trying to fly in, can't get it, and there's Northern. He was looking for Kaufman. All guarded all over by Blair. Blair blocks him.
Excellent defensive possession by Blair.
Wenzel corner 3, no good. Kleiber rebounds and a foul. They're going to get Trey Kaufman for his first foul. Now Holden Grower is going to check back in.
Now one thing that Kaufman, very impressive in that first half. One thing that I did notice is that he only had like 2 rebounds in that first half.
Blair Roberts throws up a wild shot on the pass from Blair. Grower going to kick it out to Northern. Back to Grower. Left it short. Kleiber with the board. North in transition. Roberts, Kaufman return to sender. Kleiber, no good. And Jacobi comes up with it to Northern. Stop, pop, 3 at the top. No good. Blair gonna get called for the travel as he's trying to save it.
Yeah, try to save it before he fell out of bounds, but unfortunately did a split second too late as he had already taken that first step.
Jacobi shot off the mark. Wenzel transition, one-on-one with Kaufman, and he misses. Blair. Going to be a foul on Silver Creek. They're going to call Jacobi for his third, team's second.
Potentially huge.
He's the only one with 3 fouls. Steinfeld misses, Kaufman rebound.
That's just excellent post defense by Kaufman.
Good pass from Kaufman to Grower. He can't finish. Kleiber has it. Pass, Wenzel, nice to Blair, and he finishes. Good pass by Isaac Wenzel. Blair with 8. Jacobi, Kaufman, turnaround. Good for Kaufman. And
that. I think the correct term for that is filthy. Basically able to kind of back into it and basically trick his defender into thinking he's posting up and immediately uses that extra space to basically get a beautiful fadeaway off.
Well, I know one fan is happy for Silver Creek. That is 11-year-old Zachary Waddell, who attends Silver Creek Elementary. He's a nephew of our director, Rob Ramsey. I want to give a special mention to him. He is watching our game on our Smithville YouTube channel. Don't forget, we are on YouTube, streamed live at the Smithville Media channel. Search Smithville Media or www.youtube.com/Smithville Media. And we want to thank our crew, our technical director, Rob Ramsey, Nate Alarcon, Jeremy Nutter, doing replays, Noah Baraja, Sam Malloy, Catherine Jankowski on the cameras, you and I on commentary, and we thank you for everything that you all do throughout the season. And if this result holds, there'll be a... Oh, it's J.Q. Roberts follows up the Kleiber miss with a slam.
I'd like to point out that there have been 2 dunks in this game, both of them by Roberts.
And that's the only... Yeah, no Silver Creek dunks at all. So the freshman making an impact. He's got 6. Northern for a 3. No good. Steinfeld a rebound. Kleiber to Roberts.
Yeah, kind of over pursued that.
Steinfeld over Kaufman. No good. Blair. He's in double digits with 10. Lead still 10 though for Silver Creek.
But we saw it last week. North is a team that is very hard to put away. They will keep coming in waves.
They only lost by 3 to Bloomington South, as Bloomington South was able to just score 4 points in that 4th quarter. Struggled at the line.
Yeah, so the Dragons can't really get too comfortable.
Several of the South Panthers in attendance tonight because they played earlier this evening, a 5:30 game against Catholic Memorial from Waukesha, Wisconsin, as Wenzel misses or gets fouled on that attempted dunk by Isaac Hinton.
That's just what Wenzel does. The plays like that. I already feel like he's already gaining a reputation of one of those players. It's like, wait a minute, he's only a junior? It seems like he's been here forever. Just because he's been such an impact player for so long.
Pretty much started from day one. And J.Q. Roberts is going to be that same thing. He's started every game so far as a freshman, and he will be just like Isaac Wenzel, where it seems like he's played forever and a day, and coaches are going to go, is he ever going to graduate? You have those in college, too, where you have those guys that have been around forever. And you think, do they ever finish?
I hear Ethan Happ still has eligibility.
Well, there was a few guys back in the early days that Jess Settles for Iowa, Evan Eschmeyer for Northwestern, who ended up with 6 years of eligibility because of injuries and all that stuff. And I remember joking around with Jess Settles one time before an IU game when I got to meet him and said, it took you, 10 years to graduate? And he smiled and just smiled at me as Cooper Jacobi scores. Lead is still 10. Just seems like now Silver Creek, North tried to get it under 10, and Silver Creek just
Yeah,
answered.
I mentioned that it felt the opposite in the first half, but it definitely has switched back to where it's basically North trying to chip away.
Steinfeld
And Silver Creek answering.
loses it, and Silver Creek has it. Approaching 2 minutes to go. It's definitely been a fast-paced game. Silver Creek averaging 73.5. North averaging 62.7. Northern gonna get caught. There's an offensive foul
Yeah, I had that push off.
on Northern. That's his second, team's fourth.
Kind of that situation where you try to fake out your defender, but they don't bite it, so you try to create a little separation yourself. And a lot of time, the refs are able to catch that.
Kleiber gets it to Roberts. Blair gonna go past Jacobi. Kaufman altered it. Blair gets it back, and they're gonna call the offensive foul. And that is 4 on Blair.
And that's an interesting call. From where we're sitting, I thought it was going to be called for a travel. I'm guessing probably was probably shoving off.
Kaufman down the lane gets hit hard. And he came down. He's going to walk it off. Menzel's second, team's third. Kaufman so far 20 points this evening. Clean up the moisture. And Isaac Hinton at the line. Kaufman offers from Indiana, Purdue, Louisville, Xavier, Evansville, Indiana State, Wichita State offers or interest from Iowa and Kentucky. I have a feeling that list could grow.
I mean, it's already pretty long.
He's got one more. Asked Brandon, was talking to Brandon Hoffman earlier before the JV game, and I asked him if there was any insight into his recruiting, and he said it's pretty much even right now. There's really no favorite.
And also, he probably wasn't going to tell you.
That's true, too. Kaufman's going to take a rest. He's got 22 points. One thing Brandon Hoffman did say was this game, first time these two teams were playing, it was because Silver Creek had a opening on the schedule. They wanted to beef up their schedule, and they reached out to Bloomington North, and so next year it will be like most deals, it's a 2-year deal, so next year Bloomington North will travel to Silver Creek.
And that speaks volumes of what Coach Spear has been able to do over the last couple of years.
Able to keep, teams aren't always afraid to travel. I mean, Silver Creek's traveled to Indianapolis, Newcastle this season, along with trips up here to Bloomington, Bedford, all over southern Indiana.
That was an excellent closeout by Gilbert.
Steinfeld cannot handle it underneath, taken away front by Silver Creek, and now Brandon Hoffman says one shot. Sophomore on sophomore, Kleiber and Northern. Jacobi jumper contested, and Jacobi gets it. 53-39, Silver Creek leads as we go to the fourth on Smithville Sports.
Smithville Media has produced stunning and engaging features and documentaries for over a decade. Local interest stories, interviews, commercials and event coverage are all part of what we do. Let us showcase your business or create a commercial for your promotions. We can even play your pieces during our live sports broadcasts. For details, speak with a Smithville representative or email media@smithville.com.
We welcome you back to Bloomington High School North as Silver Creek leads Bloomington North 53-39 as we start the fourth quarter on Smithville Sports. Glad that you could join us. I am Nick Jenkinson alongside Quinn Saturday, and Quinn, Silver Creek just continues to control this game.
Yeah, we know from a lot of experience that North is a very scrappy team, but you got to give Silver Creek a lot of credit. They keep answering every single response. Haven't really let them really get back into the game. It's going to be an interesting fourth quarter. Last week, South was in a similar but smaller lead position, and North came roaming back. I expect another huge attempt by North here in the fourth quarter. We'll see if Silver Creek is able to hold on or if they're able to put this game away early.
Only loss of the season to Lawrence Central in the finals of the Hall of Fame Classic. 3-1 against Class 4A schools. On the line was Isaac Hinton. He's got 7. Also to point out, they're 4-0 on the road, 6-0 at home, 2-1 on a neutral floor. Those games coming in Newcastle and at Southport. Bloomington North 3-2 at home, 5-0 on the road, and 3-1 at a neutral site. Those come at the Bedford North Lawrence tournament. Kaufman, nice take over Steinfeld.
Very well developed already on quite a few post moves. Like that one right there, just kind of like the quarter spin over the shoulder.
24 for Kaufman.
Definitely see a ton of potential from him on a college, as a future college player.
Yeah, he will definitely make a fan base thrilled whenever he decides to make his college choice. And Silver Creek being not far from Louisville, there's probably a lot of people in southern Indiana that want him to go right across the river and play at U of L.
Why does this sound familiar?
Because I think a lot of people thought Romeo Langford would do the same thing. Nick Kleiber misses. Kaufman the rebound and the foul. Also mentioned with Silver Creek being the #1 team in 3A, this third time that we've seen a top-ranked team in the state come in here to Bloomington North. Of course, New Albany a couple years ago with Romeo Langford and Sean East. And then also Southport when they had Joey Brunk, who's now on the IU Hoosiers team, and Paul Scruggs, who is at Xavier. North lost both of those games as well. Down 15 here, it's a tough hill to climb. Trey Shane misses. Brewster with the rebound. And Roberts can't handle the pass from Kleiber, and it goes out of bounds.
Last two possessions, Kleiber's been a little, I guess you could say maybe Antsy been putting a little too much on that pass, on that possession, and the other one kind of threw up a shot a little bit harder against the glass than he needed to. He's having a really good game, but I feel like he's pressing a little too hard.
And a little sloppy from Silver Creek as Shane can't handle it. Blair is called for the travel. Holden Grower back in for Silver Creek. replacing Shane, getting some words of encouragement on the sideline from Brandon Hoffman. Brandon Hoffman mentioned to me he's a Silver Creek grad, coached the JV for 7 years before taking over the varsity, and he has just put that Silver Creek team to it. He has taken them to a new level. As Cooper Jacobi scores, Silver Creek all-time 16 sectional titles, 3 regionals, a semi-state and a state title last year, as Nate Toohill hits the 3, his first points of the ball game. Jeremiah Blair with a rebound. Now the Cougars got to play a little hurry up here. Brewster, wide open 3, and he nails it. His first 3 of the night. And the lead
I love the fact that he was so wide open that he took a dribble almost as if to taunt them. He's like, you regret this.
First points of the game for Brewster.
And as I mentioned, that comeback, that's back-to-back threes, and what was looking like going to be a 20-point game is now back to an 11-point game.
And Bloomington North 3 threes here in this fourth quarter, outscored Silver Creek 9-6. Kaufman, Jacobi to Northern, to Kaufman, Grower. Gets it to Hinton, back to Northern. As Northern gets it. Gets it to Kaufman. It's Jacobi on against Brewster. Gonna drive against Brewster, miss it. Toohill gets the rebound.
Really good minutes from Toohill here in the fourth quarter.
Maybe needing to get a couple valuable minutes as Brewster hits a second 3, and it's now 8-point lead for the Dragons.
Man, that's 9 in a row.
They want to travel. Jason Spear doesn't get it. He's animated. Northern gets fouled. They're going to wave the basket off, and now the official's going to have a talk with Jason Spear, and he is got to calm down. Kleiber gets called for his second and the team's 5th. Now it is.
The great Yogi Bear once said, it ain't over till it's over.
Nolan Gilbert back in, replacing Isaac Hinton. Until the clock hits 0, it is not over. And then sometimes, of course, no replay in high school.
Man, that was almost the second time that Toohill stripped Kaufman.
Jacobi has it. Guarded by Brewster. Gilbert, number 14, now Northern handling it. You know, Northern for a sophomore, he's a pretty good point guard.
Oh, absolutely.
He of course, son of former Louisville player Bryant Northern. And remember, 2 more years of him leading this Dragon squad. Silver Creek only loses 1 senior as Kaufman is called for the offensive foul.
And you have to give a ton of credit to Blair, who has 4 fouls right now, to be guarding him that closely in a crucial, no fear whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a gutsy play by Jeremiah Blair to draw the offensive foul, because those calls could go either way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now Brandon Hoffman wants a 30-second timeout with 2:13 to go. Looking quickly at the schedules for Bloomington North coming up. They will be at Evansville North next Friday, Terre Haute South at home next Saturday. We'll have that game February 1st at Columbus East, February 6th at Edgewood. One note for Edgewood, Trevor Taylor is back from his suspension. He came back against Sullivan on January the 3rd, had 10 points. He had 20 against Brown County, 17 against South Putnam, 17 last night against Owen Valley as the Mustangs win. 64 points in 4 games, and they are on the road tonight at Greencastle. February.
Just another mention about the junior class. I mean, with the amount of players, and then you have on another layer you have Trevor Taylor also, and this junior class is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's one of the deepest classes that this state has seen in a while, not to mention Connor Hickman from Bloomington South, Isaac Venzel here from Bloomington North on the local level. We talked about some of the guys on the state level as well. Whiteland and Terre Haute North, Columbus North, they will honor the 2000 state final team. It's the 20-year anniversary of that 2000 state final team here in Bloomington North that lost to Marion. So they will honor them during that game, and then they're at Floyd Central and New Albany to close out the regular season. 2 minutes to go here. Kleiber scores. North wants a timeout, and they're within 6.
That is now an 11-0 run for Bloomington North. What I say, we saw this last week. And a shout out to, this is going to sound weird, a shout out to Jabril Conte, the coach of Bloomington North's JV team, because I said it during that game. Teams, even the most confident of teams, sometimes play scared down the stretch and just want to close out a game. Credit to him that when the Silver Creek JV team started coming back, he said, you know what, fine, I'm going to go back to what worked best. Sure, a full court press is risky, but that's what we do best. And they closed that game out immediately right afterwards.
45-33, Bloomington North JV squad 12-1 on the year. Silver Creek 7-4.
And right now, basically, the lesson is go back to what was working, and that was getting Kaufman in the post with shooters in space.
Third foul on Isaac Venzel. North outscored Silver Creek 14-6 here in this fourth quarter. And neither team has been to the line yet. That's important to note as we get inside 2 minutes. Brewster, no call, and now North throws it away, and it's back to Silver Creek.
That's a very big blown opportunity.
Grower
basically gifted the ball and then turns it over.
And Grower was fouled. Brandon Hoffman couldn't believe it. No call there, and then North turned it right over. Now Marco Fitch fouls Grower.
And that's going to go ahead and put the Dragons in the bonus for the rest of the game.
First on Marco. Next week, we will see the Bloomington North girls Friday night against Columbus North here in the Cougar Den. They won today 57-47, and Ainsley Urbanski, the senior for North, went over 1,000 points. So congrats for her career. So congrats to her on that accomplishment. Now Jeremiah Blair back in. He does have 4 fouls. Nate Toohill goes out. Holden Grower at the line, 5'11 junior. Misses it. Blair with a rebound. First free throw attempt in this fourth quarter for either squad. Approach a minute and a half to go, and the lead is 6 for the Dragons. Steinfeld over Kaufman. He got it. Lead is cut to 3. Full timeout with 1:24 to go.
And you see that we talked about at the beginning of the game how it was going to impact the rest. It was going to impact the rest of the game somehow, and it did right there. as Kleiber was driving into the basket, you saw Kaufman immediately kind of have a little bit of hesitation on wanting to leave Steinfeld out on the perimeter before finally deciding, yes, I'm going to, passing it back over to Steinfeld. But that bit of hesitation, because he saw that he knew that, basically kind of created that little buffer for Steinfeld to be able to get a clean look off and get that bucket to go.
North has 5 threes in the quarter. They've hit 8 in the game. Steinfeld's hit 2. And you talked about the evolution of Steinfeld's game and his ability to hit that three-point shot. It's come up huge here in this final minute
absolutely.
24. And we've both been high on Aaron Steinfeld. You've been high on him more because, as you've called him before in our broadcast, he's a rising athlete, a star on the football team, a guy that's getting a lot more minutes now at the varsity level for basketball. And it's just a junior. It's going to continue to go next year with the graduations of Blair Brewster and Loffman, not to mention Xavier Trueblood, who has been injured all season, all basketball season, and has not been able to play. We're going to call Nate Toohill with the foul. Cooper Jacobi at the line. Jacoby's 16.2. He's at 77% for the season. So doing the offense for defensive substitutions. And he gets that one to go. Lead is 4. (23) for Jacobi. Makes it 24. Lead is 5. North's got to hurry here. Northern takes it away from Kleiber. Northern gets it to go. He's got 6, and now the lead is back up to 7. Kleiber scores. It's going to be a full timeout for Bloomington North. Cougars have 1 left, and Silver Creek has 2 left. Well, while we have a minute, again, a shout out to Zachary Waddell, 11 years old, from Silver Creek, the nephew of our director, Rob Ramsey. He's going to be a happy camper if the Dragons can hold this one out, as he's been watching on our Smithville YouTube channel. Just a reminder, we are on YouTube. Search Smithville Media, youtube.com/Smithville Media as well. So we thank everybody for watching. Thank our crew, Rob Ramsey, Nate Alarcon, Jeremy Nutter, Noah Baraja, Sam Malloy, and Catherine Jankowski for all their hard work throughout the season and everything they do. You and I doing commentary. It's been quite a couple weeks here, partner. We had, of course, the North-South game, which, of course, is the biggest game that we the biggest game that we cover all year. Don't tell Edgewood that. Of course, we'll have, and then the number 1 team in 3A coming in here this week with Silver Creek. So it's always a pleasure and always enjoyable to get to cover these games. And of course, we have more Edgewood basketball to come here in the coming weeks. And they're going to call J.Q. Roberts for the foul. Of course, the girls' season winding down. The girls' sectional draw, or state tournament draw, is Sunday, January 26th at 5 o'clock. The boys is going to be, looking at my notes, 3 o'clock on February the 23rd as Kaufman hits that one. One more for Trey Kaufman, and he gets that to go. 65-58. Again, Silver Creek is going to run it to 13-1. North going to drop to 11-4 as Kaufman takes it away, and now Venzel fouls Northern.
Yeah, there have been a couple of possessions here. For as great of a comeback as this been, there have been some missed opportunities here. I can count 3 different back-breaking turnovers for the Cougars.
Brandon Northern at the line. It comes down to just, like you said, finish. It's how you finish. And North not able to finish. Too many turnovers as Silver Creek is finished, as Northern has 7. Mentioned his dad, Bryant Northern, played at Jeffersonville. I saw that Silver Creek Jeffersonville game. That was a dandy. And the Jeffersonville students were giving Northern a lot of grief, but you know what? He responded in a big way with some big buckets down the stretch. That's always the best way to silence a crowd. Steinfeld with the shot over Jacobi. Jason Spears going to call another time.
That's going to be his
final
one.
timeout with 14.3 left. Well, looking at Silver Creek's schedule, they are New Albany, at Providence, Madison, then Bloomington South, February 1st, Salem, Floyd Central, at Scottsburg, at Austin, at Corden Central, and then Seymour to close it out. It's not going to be an easy road for them to get back to the state finals, but I feel like they are the team to beat in Class 3A, especially in the South. They beefed up their schedule, as Coach Hoffman said. They've got some big wins already with Jeffersonville, Bedford, North Lawrence, Columbus East in 4A. Lost to Lawrence Central in the Hall of Fame Classic, where, that's a 2-game day, so they struggle. Still got a lot of 4As left. They're going to knock off Bloomington North. You got New Albany, Bloomington South, Floyd Central, and Seymour coming up. So it's the Silver Creek crowd, or fan base, is a very happy fan base. And Jacobi commits the offensive foul on Jeremiah Blair. There was
Again, the fearlessness of a man with 4 fouls.
And now Jacobi has 4 fouls. One thing about Silver Creek, not only is their basketball program good, their baseball team made the semi-state last year, only to lose to Edgewood, who went on to lose to Andrean in the state finals. And they got their little leaguers won the state tournament in Indiana last year, made it to the Little League Central Regional. So that's a sports program down there. That's a growing school that they can take a lot of pride in. Bloomington North also, though, a tradition with 16 sectionals, 6 regionals, 2 semi-states, and the 97 state championship team, the last one-class state title in Indiana. Blair to get it in. Steinfeld over Kaufman, blocked. Blair. Jacobi's just going to let him go. Lead is now 2. Looks like they're going to call a delay of game warning on Silver Creek. Northern to inbound. And that's going to do it for Jeremiah Blair. So the luck ran out for Jeremiah Blair after a couple of gutsy charges that he took.
I mean, tonight has been a trademark night for him. He's done so many different things well tonight.
12 points for Jeremiah Blair.
He's played fearless. He's done everything that basically he needed to do tonight. Just unfortunately, a couple of other breaks didn't happen.
As Cooper Jacobi at the line drains that free throw. 7 games now in double figures for Jeremiah Blair. His high was 17 against Center Grove, also 16 against B&L, 13 against Seymour, 12 against Northview and Milan, and 11 against New Palatine. As Jacobi hits both, and now another foul, as Silver Creek will come away in this first meeting with the victory.
I just got to say that is that was an absolutely gutsy play right there.
As Jacobi hits another free throw.
By Northern, basically, instead of just letting North try to come up, just immediately just ran in there and then threw it back to his teammate.
He hits both, and this will be a 70-62 win. Steinfeld gonna fire the 3 off the mark, and the Dragons hold on to beat Bloomington North here, 70-62. It's a lot of Trey Kaufman in the middle tonight for Bloomington North, or for Silver Creek. Blocks a lot of shots, does it all, but they ran very well. Look at that nice pass from Isaac Venzel to Jeremiah Blair. Kleiber, and then J.Q. Roberts, 2 dunks tonight for the freshman. There is Isaac Hinton with the basket. Cooper Jacobi, a great game as well for Silver Creek. Tim Brewster, I'm so wide open, I'll take a dribble and I'll hit it. Nick Kleiber gets it to Steinfeld. 2 threes for the big man tonight. As that will do it. Silver Creek beats Bloomington North 70-62. For all our hardworking women and men behind the scenes, for my partner Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. We thank you for watching, and so long from Bloomington North.